You have been part of the NDA as well. What exactly is going on as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned vis-a-vis the NDA?
Yes, we've been, it was 2014, the alliance is going on. Looking at a small break for 6 months during the election time. The post-election, we have been continuing it. And we want to take it forward for the next coming election. And we want to make sure to give the stability to the state which is really needed at this juncture. And to make sure YCP should be taken out from the power. That's the agenda intention of this alliance.
When the TDP was there, they were challenged to bring the Andhra promises back. YSR also came back on the back of those promises. None of these parties were able to deliver. Do you think if you have an alliance with the BJP, because the BJP's got a central government and the BJP often talks about double engine growth, double engine sarkar, do you think it's going to be possible for you to fulfill those unfulfilled promises for the people of Andhra?
See, for Andhra, first of all, before blaming any federal government or central government, first the people of state leadership should be very responsible. And the government which is currently heading the APY government should, they're completely rooted in corruption and all kind of, some kind of anarchy. State is in a state of anarchy. So what we look at as, well, I think will bring stability. That's what we're looking at.
What is happening vis-a-vis the alliance in Andhra? Because we've
Yeah.
heard a lot of murmurs about Chandrababu coming back to the NDA fold. We haven't heard with much clarity about that as well. And you've been meeting Chandrababu a lot. The pictures have been out in the public. What's really going on?
No, it's about. See, I met him, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, twice, I think, remember twice, I think maybe twice, I think twice. Twice. Uh, See, definitely we shared a lot of, whatever has happened, the misgovernance of Vice City, we shared, we discussed, and we want to, because even we, normally, like, that kind of conversation, things would go like, it would have been nice if it would have continued from since 2014. Somewhere we could not continue at that point, proceeding. And beyond that, we probably spoke about misgovernance of AP and what has to be done, how to make sure that they shouldn't come out. And we have a thought like, what shouldn't get split? Because we're not undermining or underestimating LCP's strength, but they're not giving the right governance what people needed. Uh, so my approach would be, if 2014 happens, that would be well and good. But in fact, my alliance started with, my connect started with Modi ji, and the alliance went with BJP. So that would be my priority, always would be with BJP and Modi. And definitely, if TDP comes into the picture, I think that would be a great thing to happen for the state of AP.
It's a big day tomorrow. There's an opposition meeting. There's an NDA meeting as well. Do you think the opposition stands any chance? Because they have been trying to stitch in a partnership of sorts, and that's something that they've been speaking about.
See, it's very difficult to judge opposition because everyone has their own viewpoints, and of course, if you look at Rahul Gandhi, he has done something, he traveled. I don't feel like, personally, I don't feel like undermining any leadership. But when it comes to NDA, there is a lot of thought clarity and thought unity. And for me, for example, I can start from my point of view, being from Andhra and quite connected to all the Telugu speaking areas. I said personally, I connect with Modi. The country needs a very, very strong leader. So for me, by aligning with Modi ji, I believe that stability and the progress of the country would be at a different pace. And that's what my idea about this and that.
My final question to you, I've spoken to a lot of leaders within the BRS also. They were also of the opinion that you could be the man who could change the future of Andhra as well. The BJP doesn't have a very strong leader as well. Are you somebody who would be fancying, becoming the chief minister of Andhra Pradesh next? Because it's being said that you are ready to align with anybody who's able to defeat the YSR Congress.
See, for, for me, always YCP, especially Mr. Jagan, is not good for, forget about state, he's not good for politics. Because that kind of personality would ruin the very concept of democracy. They don't strengthen the democracy, they strengthen themselves through democratic process. and it is in a state of anarchy, and it's more of a, for me, if you ask me frankly, what is happening in AP, it is not democracy, it is running into oligarchy. See, for me, I want it to be very organic. Because I want to, if I don't become CM, okay, I won't work. And it's not like that. For me, if it happens, if for me, if my party, my entire support, my believers, they want me to be CM, without a doubt. And I said, finally, it took me some time to accept even that because for me, I'm like, because I'm a very ardent Ekalavya disciple of Loknath Jayaprakash Narayan or Nani Palkiwala, Raman Horlo here. So my objective always would be transformation of the people and the governance, well-being of people. Uh, I never approached this. I had to become CM. I said for me, I said now if people were say that okay, but I don't put that agenda first. I put people at first in the priority. If it organically it happens, it's well and good. I don't mind taking it.
You've been invited to be part of the NDA meet of allies. Andhra Pradesh is not one of the states where the BJP is very strong at. How do you feel being called to this meeting, and what are your expectations?
So for me, this is not the first time because we worked earlier since I've been working with BJP and NDA since 2014. And I was there in Central Hall also in that meeting in 2014 when Modi ji was sharing and as a PM there. And this particular meeting has a special focus on because we need for anything to transform in a country to change, at least you need a decade plus. So one more term for NDA is very essential for the final whatever the dream Modi ji and others have been building. And to see the completeness of it, definitely we need one more term for that. I think this entire meeting of NDA partners would decide that and will make sure that NDA should head the upcoming elections under Modi ji's leadership.
Mr. Kalyan, the elections in Andhra Pradesh are just about a year away, and how are you preparing for these elections? Because YSRCP is also seen as a formidable force. So, how are you preparing for the elections?
Where do you think it's here? It will be less than that. Maybe it's a few months from now. We don't know. It all depends on the state government. See, there is a lot of disappointment at the grassroots level in the state. See, what you see it on channels or what you see it on newspapers is different. Actually, if you go to the grassroots level, at the ground level, things have been really shaken up for YCP and rampant corruption, and especially regarding the data breach, because entire country was rocked because parliament was rocked because of Pegasus or even for Aadhaar card to take details of individual details for an Aadhaar card, like parties and NDA or UP argue whether to give my details to for Aadhaar or not. So imagine such kind of personal details. People, for some private individuals, which are hide by YCP for rupees 5,000. That means per day 164.33 paisa, and they are collecting the data of 23 points, like, and including they're taking the iris and iris reading and Aadhaar, bank accounts. And such sensitive data is being stored in certain data centers in somewhere in Telangana. And this entire issue is creating a lot of insecurity amongst the public and law and order. There is no employment and infrastructure is at its worst. And farmers have not getting the right price for their crop. And employee salaries are not coming on time. The contractors are refusing to work because there is no money in the government. These guys are taking loans at the rate of 10%, 8%, more than that. And almost till 10%, I think they have taken recently a loan and they're giving it to whatever, they're running the government like that. It cannot be, they cannot go on like this for a longer time. So eventually, so this is where that people are, why people are coming, lots of people are coming, why to my meetings is because they need someone to question this. And that's where JanaSena is holding, gaining support. And eventually, I think we will do good. To what extent, as time has to say.
Mr. Kalyan, what is the news about the alliance? Is it firmed up? And there's a lot of talk about TDP also being part of the
Yeah.
alliance. What is the news on that front? And is it for sure that you're also you'll fight the elections with BJP?
See, for me, it is like this. If there is a formidable government, I mean, person is there and who party is there which is running the government, so all the opposing forces should come together and fight. That was my thought. And in fact, we did like this in 2014. Of course, everyone had their opinions and differences, and something that NDA, that thing had been a little shaky in 2019. Didn't forward, but it was a bit shaky. In post 2019, again, I myself, we gathered and me and BJP and the leadership Modi, we came because personally I have a lot of good connect with the Modi ji. And we came together as a JanaSena and BJP. I hopefully think all three would come. That's what I'm looking at.
So my last question to you, the question is, who would be the CM of an alliance if it takes place of the TDP, BJP, and your party? Would you also be one of the CM contenders?
See, that's how it looks. From because if my party supporters are like, they would want to see me as the same contender without a doubt, and the TDP is the same contender, and also from BJP side, it all depends on the strength each one has gained, momentum, how much the traction, how much was there at the will be there at the ground level. All these factors come together. For us, the priority all of us are looking at is not who is the CM, it is for the to give a kind of stability for the state and take it towards the developmental approach. That's what we're looking at. So the priority is we are not fighting who the CM should be. We are struggling how to come together to overthrow this government and to give a stability to the to overthrow YCP government, to give a stability to the people of Andhra Pradesh.